Hey everyone, I am doing this video as the second part of a two-part series on affirmations. And today I want to talk about how we formulate an affirmation. Remember, affirmations are statements that we give to our clients that focus on their efforts, their abilities, their strengths, their skills. So when we formulate an affirmation, we want to compose the sentence in a you statement versus an I statement. So instead of saying something like, I think you're good at communication skills, it would be, you are good at communication skills. Instead of, I noticed how calm you remain during stressful times, it would be, you're someone who remains calm during stressful times. Or, I think you really care about people, would be, you're someone who really cares about people. Now, you may be thinking exactly what one of my recent participants was thinking. I had a participant who was in a booster series. So when we complete a 12-hour foundations in motivational interviewing course, we often will provide an intermediate level of training where there's lots and lots of practice. And so she was in this series with me, and I had the week before finished the class around affirmations, and we were talking about this concept. And she came back that following session and said to me, Chris, when you were talking about this you versus I statements, I was thinking to myself, come on, this is getting really picky. What's the difference? It just seems such a slight change that wouldn't be significant. She said, but I tried it out. I was thinking that in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm going to test this out. And she did. And she said, I was so surprised with that shift in you statements because I could see in my client visually, he kind of stood up a little bit firmer. He had a shift in his body language, his facial expressions. She said, I could see him really internalizing the message that I was sending to him. I loved hearing about this. That's exactly what we want to have happen. Because when we focus on you statements, it's about the client. It's about them. And they can take more ownership in that affirmation. They can internalize it. They can feel it. They can see themselves the way that you're seeing them. It can be really powerful. So I encourage you to be intentional, to think about a client that you're going to see, coming up, and what ways you can affirm them, what strengths, what abilities, what skills, what things do you notice about them that you really want to reinforce and recognize, and intentionally think about how you're formulating that sentence and using a you statement. So I hope that's helpful for you. Thanks again for your time and spending it with me.